on the zone with Misfits Boxing, and we looking to make a huge splash in the combat world.
Can you give us any clues as to what that is?
He's a world champion. I'm going to be fighting a former world champion.
And is that for this card or a card coming up soon?
It'll be for the next card, not this one. I'm not fighting on Saturday. It'll be for the next one.
I was going to say, Hasim, is that good in a way for you because you had the situation with Jake Paul, now you're kind of moving on with your career, getting back into fighting and fighting the heavyweight, a former world champion?
Absolutely. Jake Paul don't won the world, and he wanted to put a halt to my career, put a halt to people working with me, and shout out to JJ for getting me in the mix with this. And huge thank you to him and Misfits and the Zone for keeping me in the loop.
Hasim, how did that initial reach out from either yourself or JJ happen, and how did the conversation develop?
Honestly, through social media, just basically everybody talking about it, and then I DM'd JJ and I told him that I would fight Jake Paul for free on Saturday. I said I'd fight for free on Saturday on his card if he could get us on there. And then he came back and told Jake if he wants to fight. He told Jake that if he wants to fight KSI, then he has to fight me first. He said, fight Hasim first. So, this is all just step by step process to go ahead and expose Jake Paul.
Hasim, can you reflect on the whole situation and the fight falling through with Jake? What's your kind of reflections of that whole time period?
Just really, it really just came down to Jake being scared. The commission jumped in and had us renegotiate the weight, and then as soon as we asked for something, they pulled the plug on it, and they gave us a deadline to agree to a certain weight, and then they pulled the plug 4 hours before the deadline. So that goes to show you that they panicked. And me weighing in the next week, a pound over, shows you that the fight could have happened. There was no reason for that fight not to happen.
I remember reading Jake's statement, and he said that after the fact that he paid the undercard fighters 50%, I think, of their pay. Did you receive anything, Hasim?
I received nothing, and my payment for this fight, which is where I said I would fight him for free, I would have covered the other 50% of the paychecks that the people on August 6th missed out on. So they would have got their whole paycheck if Jake would have fought me on Saturday.
Yeah, the other side of it is also he's kind of pinned the blame on yourself in that statement. What was your reaction when you saw kind of him pointing the finger at you?
I mean, it was bizarre. It was bizarre for me because I'm over here like I just finished watching All Access for the fight, and I'm over here fired up, ready to fight. And I'm not one to negotiate through the media or to sit back and try to get a whole bunch of stuff done. To me, that's why you have managers, you have promoters, and you have all that stuff. So they're taking care of that stuff. And then, I'm hearing things, but I'm focused on the fight. And the next thing I know, Jake Paul's canceling the fight. I'm like, wait, what? Like, it's canceled? Like, we really not going? They're like, yeah, he pulled the plug. So that's how that went.
What did your dad say?
That Jake was a pussy.
Hasim, let's have a look at this card here. You were here, you saw the interactions between KSI with Swarmz. Of the tape or of anything you've seen of KSI, what do you make of him as a fighter?
I think KSI, I've seen him fight. I've seen him spar. I've seen him fight. He's definitely a decent boxer. I would love to see more of him recently because I haven't seen him in a couple years. But he definitely has heart. He has grit. He will bite down to go get a win. He definitely wants to win. He wants to compete. I think both of his fights this weekend ended knockout. So, I give him a great chance at being successful in this game.
Are you a bit of a secret weapon in a sense? Because if you have that close link with KSI, when KSI eventually down the line takes on Jake Paul, he can pick your brain in terms of how you are game planning for Jake Paul, and then you can kind of come up with a game plan as a whole for KSI when he fights Jake.
I believe that me fighting Jake is the blueprint for JJ to go ahead and beat him. I think that some successes that I will have in there with Jake, he can have the same, regardless of height, reach, or weight. I think that especially with me being around him now, me being able to tell him things in the ring that may work, going out there And like I said before, I believe that KSI and I will be able to share. At the end of the day, we'll be able to share the same thing. We'll both be able to say that we beat Jake and Logan Paul.
Jake has now said he's inked a pro boxer for his next fight. Have you heard who that might be? Have you heard any whispers about that?
Nah, I have no idea.
The other side is we've also been waiting for a fight between Tommy Fury and Jake Paul down the line. That didn't materialise, and that's when you stepped in the first time round. How do you think that fight would play out if that fight does happen?
I think Jake beats Tommy. I don't think much of Tommy at all. I think Tommy is literally fighting behind the name. I don't think he's even really a fighter, to be honest.
Do you look at the heavyweights here, Hasim, and want to take on some of the British heavyweights? We've got lots of rising talent right now. Is there anyone that takes your eye as someone you want to fight down the line?
Not really on the British scene, just because the Bridgerweight division isn't as prominent here as it is over in America, and I'm not really interested in fighting heavyweights. I'm more so interested in fighting exclusively in the Bridgerweight division.